So are we getting to the social credit?
Yeah, okay. So that's okay. So we handled turn off my money. We handled programmability, which we've shown is a real thing already in multiple ways. And now we're going to get into social credit. And as I say frequently online, look, I live in China. I know what social credit is. And there's two fundamental alleyways that I go down. And one is to tell people in the West that they have social credit already. And two is to tell them that essentially payment is just one component of China's social credit system, and it is not the entirety of the system. So even if the government gets its hands on your payment data, that is not what social credit is about. They have a misunderstanding of what social credit is. So let's take the most dystopian first. What nation is as obsessed with credit scoring as the United States? There is
none, right?
I've got two. You don't certainly see it in China. You don't see it in Italy. There is no nation on the planet that is more obsessed with its credit score than the United States. And
is that because it was really founded a big part of the financial system on the credit system?
Yes, it was. The credit rating agencies were born in the United States. They came in the early 60s. I really don't know their history that well, but they've been around for a while. But everybody is running around credit agency obsessed. And what's sad is that most do not realize that in addition to rating your credit, they also have a suite of products that that they sell to people. And some of these products include renter's checkup, or should you hire this employee, HR department kind of checks. And what they do not fully understand is that these products leave credit behind and go into big data, and they look to see who you are using social media posts and many other data sources.
Who's doing this?
The credit agencies right now in the United States.
So they can provide this information to potential employers, things like that?
Yeah, they sell it.
Social media posts?
Yeah, they go into everywhere. Look, so what people do not understand right now is that FICO, the big credit rating agencies have big data analysis. So when you look at your FICO and the other major companies, they're not just examining for your credit score. It is completely based on your payments. But then they have these other products that most people are only casually or unaware of, and these other products that they can sell. So when you apply to rent an apartment from the owner of that 2,000 unit, complex, they pay FICO and or somebody else to get their service to say, are you a good person? Should I rent to you? And that is not just a credit rating check. That's credit rating plus other information that they've gleaned out of big data.
I didn't know that. Wait, so and we
yeah. Thank you. You didn't
I didn't know that.
It's hilarious because you can go to their website and
it's a real thing.
It freaks people out. You've got social credit in the United States. Look, if you work in a big HR firm right now, right? If you're a big bank, Citibank, right, and you want to hire somebody, they have a crap load of software that they connect to. And some of it is directly tied to searching your social media accounts to see if you are undesirable. They actually some places used to say, you must give us your logins to your social media. Most of them have gone far beyond that now. They just hire it out and they let another company check your social media for them. So is that social credit? Oh, you're damn straight it is.
But how does it work in China though? Because this is I've heard it, but I haven't seen personally where the social credit score is being implemented here in China. Like I don't know. Like, can I check my own social credit? Like, how is it being implemented? How does it work here in China?
So that's part two.
Okay.
Part two is what does a social credit system look like in China? And it's actually funny. So most people in the West, if they are moderately familiar or even to a better level familiar with China, they will make the following statement, which is untrue. And the statement they will say is that Sesame Credit, which is operated by Ant Financial, is a social credit system. And the answer is it is not. It is a
Financial credit.
Financial credit system. Okay, great. So, number one, there is no unified social credit system in China. To the point where, remember I told you I go hiking?
No.
So actually, the social credit system in China is highly, highly localized to the point where social credit in rural communities is done with pencil and paper. And there was one place I just went to, Jade Lake. It was great, tiny little village. Social credit was put on a blackboard.
Yeah.
And they were saying that these houses had uncut grass and beer cans in your lawn kind of thing. You know, that's social credit. So, but the key point to understand is that social credit, as viewed, let's say, in a bigger city like Shanghai or somebody with a more advanced digital social credit system, is not simply about whether you pay your bills. It has inputs as to whether or not you are a good citizen for other reasons, and that could be inflammatory WeChat posts or perceived. Oh, the big one that was running for a while was, are you waiting for the green?
The jaywalking.
Jaywalking, yeah. All right. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff. So,
but how does it, like, because I jaywalk here all the time. Like, so what is that? Like, have a really low social credit score? Like, what is that? Like, you know, because I'm honestly just trying to understand it, because I've been living here for over 10 years and I don't know where this social credit score is.
Yeah, and the answer is you're
a foreigner. That's the answer.
Yeah, you're a foreigner. So I think for us, I've tried and I don't know where to find it. You know, so and as far as I can tell, I have nothing that I am aware of. But let's look at what happened to social credit in China. So you got to go back to 2016, all right, which is like, I think, the first declaration that there would be a social credit program. And the first thing to know we've already covered, which was it is not a singular nationwide program. It is a program that is different, including pencil and paper for every place. Now, what has tended to happen is that social credit is not particularly popular. So what has happened with social credit is that it has become used mostly like a Better Business Bureau, to use something that people from the United States would understand. In the United States, you have a social credit system that you've had for 50 years, 80 years. It's been around since I was forever. You go to your Better Business Bureau and you say, this guy robbed me. He didn't paint my house properly. He took the money and he ran away. I want to file a complaint. So what's happened with social credit in China is that it's become a place for businesses and individuals who operate e-commerce or other stores who have stolen or robbed money. It becomes a place for them to be singled out so that they are known as bad people in society, and you should not do business with them. Here's the funny thing is, the Chinese people generally, they like it in as much as it prevents bad people from doing bad things. And China's got a lot of scams.
A lot of scams.
They like it for that. There is certainly an active and vocal group that says we don't like certain social credit for other reasons, but generally it's generally well accepted, and people, at least in the early surveys, liked it. Now, I think it's morphing to be this catch-all for bad people, and that I don't think that you're going to get denied your bank loan because you said something bad that people didn't like on WeChat. That's not really where it's going, and that's not really the direction that I see it taking today.